Scenario 12. Human Development. Real Scene 2. House Styles. Home Sweet Home. John Howard Payne.
My goal. After completing Scenario 12, I will be able to use modal verbs to make suggestions and use can, could and may for making requests. I'll also learn about a variety of modern housing styles.
Introductory questions. Number 1. How much do you know about architecture? Number 2. Do you know the difference between the meaning of house and home? Number 3. What is the architectural style of your neighborhood?
Introduction. A house, in a general sense, is a human-built dwelling with enclosing walls, a floor and a roof. It provides shelter against rain, wind, heat, cold and intruding humans and animals. When a house is routinely occupied by the same group of humans, it is called a home. Animals may often live in the house as well, both domestic pets and unwanted pests, such as mice and other vermin who live inside the walls. People may be away from home for part of the day while at work, or when they are out for recreation, but they are at home for a good part of their day for sleeping or relaxation. Types of houses. There are 3 basic types of houses. Detached houses, which are singular and stand on their own. Semi-detached houses, which are attached to an adjacent house. Terraced houses in Britain, or row houses in USA, which are attached to 2 other houses and are set in a row. In Britain, terraced or semi-detached houses are the most common type of accommodation, with 27% of all British people living in a terraced house and 32% in semi-detached houses. In the United States in the year 2000, 61.4% of people lived in detached houses and 5.6% in semi-detached houses. The rest were living in row houses, apartments or mobile houses. An interesting example of a modern style of housing is called the cheese house. A leading British architect named Marshman Warren Taylor designed it. The design is characterised by the angular shape of the house, which looks like an upended piece of cheddar cheese. A tree house is built in 1 or more trees, though its most common use is as a fort or playhouse for children. It is increasingly used as proper housing for adults. Shelters. Shelter forms are simpler than a house. They can include dugouts, tents, campers, huts, roofs without walls, structures with a roof and partial walls, such as bus stop or a gazebo. Construction. Popular modern house construction techniques include light-framed construction in areas with access to supplies of wood and adobe, or sometimes rammed earth constructions in arid regions with scarce wood resources. In some areas, brick is used almost exclusively. Alternative building structures have recently gained or regained popularity. Examples of these are hempcrete construction, cordwood construction, straw bale construction, and geodesic domes.
Conversation. Hello, may I help you?
Yes, please. I'm looking for a house to rent.
Well, I suggest you look in our catalogue. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Yes, I am. I'd like a Spanish colonial house.
I don't think we have any Spanish-style houses available at the moment, but I have a nice Pueblo-style house.
Could I see a picture of it?
Sure, you can also take a look at others such as the Dutch or Georgian style.
Great. May I see the brochure, please?
Here you are, sir.
Grammar Structure 1. Using the modal verbs can, could and may to make requests. Modal verbs are auxiliary verbs that can be used to change the grammatical mood of a sentence. Can is used to express ability. to state that something is possible or to make requests. Example: I can speak English. There can be a strong rivalry between siblings. Can you pass me the salad? Could is used to make requests and is considered more polite than can. Example: could you pass me the salad? May is used in a question to ask for permission or to express a lack of concern in spite of certain or likely truth. It is also used to ask for and grant permission. Example: he may be taller than I am, but he's not stronger. May I use your phone? Yes, you may.
Writing. Complete the conversation using can, could, have, suggest, or may.
I help you?
Yes. I have information about the tours.
Sure. You take a look at our brochures.
Where do you would be a good place to go?
You go to see the Niagara Falls. They're beautiful.
I see a picture of Niagara Falls.
Here you are.
What do you for Canada?
You go to Quebec. It's very nice.
Usage in language. Used as a verb, to house is to provide a routine locale for an object, a person or an organisation. For example, historic or artistic artefacts are said to be housed in museums. A business may be housed in a storefront, or a family may be housed in an apartment or a house. Collection of domiciles, either for persons, for organisations, for animals or for objects, is often called housing. An individual person or a single object might also find housing in an appropriate domicile.
In English, the word house on its own usually refers to a dwelling for one family, or for more than one family living together and sharing a house. In English, the word house can be used in combination with other words to describe buildings other than residential places, such as an opera house or a monkey house, which is a building with several cages in a zoo. A madhouse is an impolite term for a mental hospital or an insane asylum. The White House also has a secondary use as a dwelling.
House styles. American houses may initially be built in a single style, but later additions and renovations can disguise, if not completely mask, their origins. After numerous renovations, a federal-style house may end up looking like a Greek Revival-style house with Queen Anne-style veneers. Occasionally, houses are covered in vinyl sliding, thereby hiding all aspects of the original style except the basic structure. Contemporary developer-built houses of varied appearance are sometimes called McMansions, and may be considered an adulterated revival of the Queen Anne style. The Queen Anne style was an adulteration of a previous style called Old English. Many houses will not fit into a single style category. American architectural styles: international, log house, Swiss chalet, mobile home, prairie style, chateauesque, Georgian, ranch, Cape Cod, Italian, bungalow, modern, Dutch colonial, French colonial, Greek revival, Queen Anne, colonial revival, California bungalow, Spanish colonial, Southern plantation, Gothic revival, Pacific lodge, Pueblo style, neoclassical.
Grammar structure 2. Using the modal verb should. Should is most commonly used to make recommendations or to give advice. It can also be used to express obligation as well as expectation. Example: affirmative. When you go to Berlin, you should visit the palaces in Potsdam. You should focus more on your family and less on work. I really should be in the office by now. They should already be in Dubai. Example: negative. Sarah shouldn't smoke so much. Susan shouldn't arrive in New York until next week. Writing, exercise. Fill in the blanks using should or shouldn't. 1. You forget to bring your camera. 2. You take your Visa card with you. 3. You go out at night by yourself. 4. You visit the White House. 5. You go to the Arts and Sciences Museum.
Streamline modern.
Streamline modern, sometimes referred to by either name alone, was a late branch of the Art Deco style. The style emphasized flowing forms, long horizontal lines, and sometimes nautical elements, such as railings and porthole windows. It reached its height in 1937. The style was the first to incorporate electric light into architectural structure. In the first-class dining room of the SS Normandy, fitted out 1933 to 35, 12 tall pillars of Lalique glass and 38 columns lit from within illuminated the room. The Strand Palace Hotel foyer, 1930, preserved from demolition by the Victoria and Albert Museum in 1969, marked one of the first uses of internally lit architectural glass and coincidentally was the first modern interior preserved in a museum. The buildings in Frank Capra's 1937 movie Lost Horizon, designed by Stephen Gousson, exemplify the soothing style.
Notable examples of the streamline modern style include 1930 Strand Palace Hotel, London. 1933 Merle Norman Building, Santa Monica, California. 1934 The Chrysler Airflow Automobile. 1935 Pan Pacific Auditorium, Los Angeles, California. 1935 The Hindenburg Airship Passenger Accommodations. 1937 Belgian Pavilion at the Exposition International, Paris. 1937 TVA Studios, Brenneman's Restaurant, Hollywood, California. 1939 Marine Air Terminal, LaGuardia Airport, New York. 1947 Sears Building, Santa Monica, California. Research Spot. Look for more information about 1. Colonial architecture. 2. Architectural styles in your city.